Hi, everyone. I'm Bev Adamo, CEO of Wild and Wise Women, Wild and Wise Sisterhood. And I'm here today with one of my favorite people on the planet, Caterina Rando. Hi, Caterina.
Hi, Bev.
Hi. The first time I saw you, I'm not sure that we actually met. Because you were up on stage. You were up on stage speaking in that. You are such an incredible speaker. I mean, I was blown away from like your very first words.
Thank
And
you.
don't ask me what they were. I don't know. All I know is
I don't know either.
you made an incredible impact on me. And for you to be able to be informative, transformative just by speaking, that's so amazing. And fell in love with you and started working with you. And as I said a little bit in the lead in to this Facebook Live, you were in my life at a time when a lot of things were falling apart. You know, Rick was dying. There a lot of things going on. I didn't know how I was going to manage financially and otherwise. And you gave me you invited me into this amazing community that you have, into your amazing abilities and the teaching and the mentoring that you did. And I grew as a person, as a businesswoman, as a speaker, as an author, because I wrote my first book with you so much. And so it's just such a thrill to be able to collaborate with you today. And I don't want to, if anybody out there, if you want to know about Caterina and how amazing she is, please go to CaterinaRando.com and check her out as far as any credentials and all of that. But in the meantime, we're here to give you some super tips. So we're here because we're promoting a masterclass. Caterina, thank you so much. It's very generous of you to offer this collaboration with this class.
I love you.
Thank you. And it's all because, the collaboration kind of started because Wild and Wise Women gathered these authors together and we published our first book, and it's an internationally best-selling book, Wild and Wise Women Around the World, and they're 10 inspiring women sharing their feminine fire. And we had great fun with the book. We're not done yet. We're looking at doing a documentary. We're really excited about that. And in the meantime, we talked about you coming in and using some of your mastery to teach us about how to build your platform or your business from your book. So I'm going to turn it over to you because I know you got some great things to offer all of us right now. So thank you.
Okay, great. And even though I mostly speak and train and do retreats and programs for women to grow their business, I used to publish tons of books.
Yes, you did.
And I have this great training that Bev and I are collaborating on how to use your book to build your platform. And so that's what I'm drawing from, because we did this for many years, helping women be loud and proud about the value they bring, which is what, of course, I want for all of you.
Right.
The first thing is that, you always hear this term, book launch. And I want to be very clear that I want all of you to never just have a party to talk about your book. Not that we don't mind having a party, that's great, right? But what I'm saying is, excuse me, is that you want to have a book talk with your book launch. When you see in media, when you see like the author behind the table signing a ton of books and there's a long line of people, that's usually when the author is a celebrity or a very best-known author.
Right.
If you're not that yet, you going to the local bookstore and them, even promoting a book signing, my friend, I'm sorry, that's not going to get the peeps to buy your book or even come out. But what will get them to come out is when you do a book talk in those same bookstores with your book. Now, and by the way, if you're a local author with any bookstore, you can tell them you're a local author and they will buy your books for that event. They'll buy them on consignment. I know I started talking about one thing, but this is something I have to be aware of. So that's, so never do a book signing. You only do a book talk, okay?
Okay.
Super tip alert. Now, so if you're thinking about, so that's one topic. So the next topic is book launch. Back to book launch, okay? So your book is coming out. You're like, hey, I'm going to have a book launch. And you think that that's a party where you sell your book and you celebrate that you're an author.
Right.
And yes, it absolutely can be that. But it also has to be a book talk where you talk about your contribution to the book.
Got it.
And a little bit about, and maybe even more about your story that's not in the book. Okay?
Okay.
So very, very important. Now, but here's the thing, Bev, that I want everyone to recognize. It's not like you could only have one book launch. You could have 20 book launches.
Right.
And they could be, and you know me, I like to do marketing in different area codes. That's how I think about marketing.
Right.
So you can have a book launch, think about the 6 area codes surrounding where you live and do a book launch / book talk in every single one to expand your reach. Now, you don't have to market, and you don't have to market them to everybody on the planet. You just market to that particular area. Okay, I'm gonna say a little bit more. Oh no, Bev, you know I have a lifetime supply of value. We'll see.
Yes, you do.
Back in here.
Another thing.
So the other thing is, if I was going to do that, if I was going to go to all these different areas, I would identify my friends and my clients, if I have clients, and other sphere of influence, people with a lot of influence in those areas. Of course, I would invite them and I would ask them to help promote the event and get derrieres and chairs, okay? Right. So this is really important because, you know, when we make big asks of people, even they still want to help us, but it's hard for them to be successful. When we say, hey, this is in your area, it's 20 minutes from your house or 10 minutes from your house, invite your friends, that's going to be way easier for them to be successful and win than if you're just doing one event and everybody's supposed to come from really far away. They're not going to win, okay? So this is really important. Don't do book launches, just one big one. Do small ones all over.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Bev, let me tell you something else. My first book was called Learn to Power Think from Chronicle Books. And I remember when my first book came out and somebody said to me, Caterina, if I get 10 friends together and everybody buys your book, would you come to my house and do a little workshop? And of course, you know me, I was an insta yes, right? And this is something else. So when we think about book talks, book launch, it doesn't have to be, you know, 60 people, 100 people somewhere. It could be 12 gals in somebody's living room and everybody buys your book and they get to have an evening with the author.
Wow.
And then, of course, not only do you sell the book, but you begin to build relationship with these people. And if it's your business, you may get some clients. If it's a charity that you support, that you care about, that you want to get more support from, you can talk to them about that. If you are interested in making sure women have more cancer awareness, you can talk to them about that.
Yes.
So, you know, Bev, I absolutely love, I call this the intimate intro, or we could call it the intimate author evening. That's awesome for people to build relationships because, as you know, it's all about relationships where great things come from. So I want to share this with this, and this is for any author of any book. Don't hesitate to offer people, hey, you want me to host would you like to host me in your living room? Invite your friends over. All they got to do is buy the book. I'll come, I'll do a talk, we'll do a workshop. They'll have a great evening, provide massive value. And then that makes the host very VIP because being she's hosting the author. And of course, everybody that comes feels super VIP because the hostess has said, you know, I only have room for 10. So if you want to come, you got to let me know, you know, and you're at the top of the list. This is a great way to expand your network. It's really affordable and it's also super, super fun.
Love that, Caterina. Thank you. Wow. And I love the idea of going places and doing things with smaller groups of people. Ease, as you said, easier for them to say yes and actually
Mhm.
show up,
Right,
easier for me to develop relationships with people, because that's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the
right,
relationships and the
right,
transformation, and I really want to, that feeds my soul to be
right.
able to do that. So I love that. And knowing the authors that were involved with the Wild and Wise books, I know that they feel the same way too. That those relationships are so important. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. I got
So
more.
it
You want more? We can.
well, let's talk a little bit. So the master class that this is an introduction to, or the invitation. Let me say that this is an invitation for all y'all to join us in this master class. It's going to be in August. It'd be virtual, so anyone, anywhere can join us and to talk about how to use your book to build your platform, which means if you're speaking about a cause. For example, I have a shirt on right now it's about confidence campaign, and it's about, I get up and I speak to women a lot about how to really love your body, how to really be comfortable with who you are, how to know you're beautiful no matter what, because we're women, we're automatically beautiful.
Right.
Women equal beauty. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter how we judge ourselves or other people judge us. And so to be able to do something like that, to promote that cause, I appreciate there are, one of my books is, it really works for that, because it talks about owning your power instead of wearing it. And so this has been really great for me to learn about this, and for you to have this master class where you're going to show us how to take that book and use it in a way that will build that platform, or being able to speak for our cause, or our business. And I would, Caterina, I have a question for you. So if someone hasn't yet written their book, and yet they know that they want to, know that they need to, know that there's a message in there, would they also benefit from coming to the master class?
Of course, they're going to learn so much because here's the thing. Even if you don't have a book, what we're going to talk about is how to expand your reach.
Okay.
And so if you want to expand your reach, if you want to do more speaking, if you want to gain more clients, if you want to be louder and prouder about the value you bring, then you absolutely want to show up for this.
Fantastic.
And let me say this, we put there, Bev, on the link, we put a description, and I'll say the description's a little light. And the reason the description's a little light is because I like to customize and talk to, what are the ladies that are on the call. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about sponsorship, you want to talk about publicity, you want to talk about getting booked for speaking. We're going to talk, as soon as we know who's in the class, I'll ask everybody to give me a little bit report of what they want to hear about. I got so much. I know we said let's make it a short class, so I'm going to be packing as much in as possible because we're only doing 3 weeks. I used to teach this class in 10 weeks. So we're going to
Wow.
and we're going to have oh, by the way, Bev, even though we're doing the 3 weeks, I'm going to give everybody the 10-week workbook that I use for my classes. So it's going to be massive, massive value. And by the way, excuse me, I just did a thing on Facebook on how to write your book now. And then I did this class previously about 6 weeks ago. So everything's been upgraded and updated for right now. And the ladies got so much value. They absolutely loved it. And we have a lot of ladies in massive action, because here's the thing, especially for your co-authors or anybody that's done their first book. I'm going to tell you something. With my first book, I learned so much that I then did with my second book and my third book. Now, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
And, because, being an author for the first time is kind of like being a bride for the first time, You haven't been through it before, right? So we're going to take so much time off the learning curve for our authors to really support them in getting out there. That's the goal. We want to support you, all the ladies, getting your mission out there, getting your message out there so that you can uplift lives. And also you can get other people to support you with whatever your platform is to uplift more lives. Because you know what? Women on a mission, we want to do everything we can to support you.
Well said, Caterina. Thank you. I love that. That's a great place for us to close this particular Facebook Live. And Caterina, thank you again so much for your generosity, for your love, for
Thank
your being such a powerful force on the planet. And I want to mention also one other thing that I really, really learned from you, and that is the value of philanthropy,
you.
of giving who we are. And
Mhm.
if nothing else, I would encourage women, if you have the ability to create abundance in your life, whether through a book or whatever, good, make as much as you can, because there's so many places where then we can distribute that wealth. And so I want to thank you, Caterina, again for that, because that's also with our books, with the Wild and Wise books, that's what we do as well, is the royalties from our book is going out to support the Sisterhood Project. So I really appreciate that. And I have always been inspired by you to do that as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And I do want to encourage everyone to find a way to embrace philanthropy in your business. It doesn't have to be, giving a ton away, give something, because here's the thing. Don't wait until you're wealthy or, whatever your idea of wealthy is. You can be a philanthropist today. And Bev, we see that with a lot of the women in our community.
Absolutely. Amen to that. Fantastic. And yes, and it's something that we're going to talk about, and how to use how to build use your book to build your platform and your business. I think that's a really great part of it, because you and I both know that when we receive and give, then we really increase that channel for flow and abundance. And
absolutely.
Learned a lot of that from you as well, Caterina. So thank you again so much for
my friend.
thank you for joining me. And we're looking forward to the masterclass in August, and there'll be a link for signing up and a special discount for all Wild and Wise women. So thank you again, Caterina, and
thank you.
Everyone. My pleasure. Everyone else out there, you are loved, and can't wait to see what's next for everybody, because we live in exciting times. So be wild and be wise. Mwah. Bye.